Hey, what is up, everybody? Thanks for being so patient. I've got Rich with me from the Flippin' for a Living channel. Rich, what's up, buddy?
Not much. I'm just trying to learn some new technology today. Sorry, everybody. It's my fault. Put it all on me that we're late today.
I probably should have told you ahead of time you needed headphones. That's my fault.
No worries.
So, for everybody watching who hasn't seen your channel, tell us all a little bit about what your channel's about.
You want the long version? I'll try and keep it short.
No, we got
Um,
time. Yeah, tell us the long
yeah.
version.
Well, I've been in one way or another. I have been yard sailing and flipping stuff for about 20 years. I guess I claim that I've been to probably 50,000 yard sales over that time, when I kind of do the short math. And I'm kind of late to the dance. A few years ago, I thought I got a lot of background in this industry and I want to share it with people. So I started researching it on YouTube and quickly found out that hundreds of people were doing it already. But I figured I really am passionate about it. Um, so any content is great content, and I just decided to go for it anyway. So I didn't really start putting up any content until about 3 months ago. And yeah, it's my passion. I love sharing what I do and talking with like-minded people. So my channel, it's a lot of, I want to do, my wife told me it's edutainment, education and entertain at the same time. And so hopefully I'm doing that. Hopefully I'm throwing in enough and education that people continue to watch.
Yeah, I think you definitely are. I think the key word that I heard out of all that was passion. That's really what I like about your channel is you've got a lot of enthusiasm. You did this one video, kind of like an infomercial, and you were showing different stuff off that you had found in like infomercial style, and I just thought that was hilarious.
I don't remember that one specifically, but yeah, I don't know. I like to have fun. I mean, I'm sure you feel the same way, John. I'm just so blessed to be able to do this. And what I really want to let people know is that anybody can do it. Like one of the things that I always say is you don't have to be a brain scientist or a rocket surgeon to do this. Like just find stuff that you use every day that you know your friends and family use, your neighbors use, and go out and buy it. Go buy it at 10 or 15 cents on the dollar and bring it home and clean it up and flip it for 50 or 60 cents on the dollar. It's really simple. You don't, you've got an incredible knowledge on everything and all sorts of antiques, and I really admire that about you. But you don't have to do that to get started in this. I think people sometimes are afraid to jump in because they feel like they need to know what an old painting is worth or an old plate or an old gun. But it's you don't. You just stay with what's current when you're new to it.
Yeah, I think that's good advice. I'm looking in the chat. Good to use good says, "Hey, a fellow Canadian." So you are in fact from Canada, right, Rich?
Yeah, smack dab in the middle. I am in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. It's right above the Dakotas. We're right in the middle of Canada for people who don't know the country that well.
Awesome.
Yep.
Resale trafficker just sent a super chat. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. And he says he needs to go, but he'll catch the replay. I appreciate you watching, man. So how's the yard sale scene in Canada? Do you have plenty of yard sales to go to?
Yeah, I think it's pretty similar to Cincinnati. I guess I always assume Cincinnati maybe shut down, um, in the winter months a little bit. We do get the snow here come late November, sometimes early November, right through to March and early April. So our season's pretty much 6 months, maybe a little bit longer. Um, but when it's hopping, it's hopping. Like I've I've had up to, well, if you include obviously block sales and area sales where everybody's open, I mean, there's been days, lots of days where there's 200-300 sales I can go to. It does die down quite a bit. You and I were talking about that earlier, in July, because our summers are so short. People focus on
Hmm.
fishing and golfing and getting to the lake. So
I gotta ask, you've got a whole lot of stuff behind you there. Is that inventory you're selling, or is that just like your own personal collection?
I'm an 80s child, born in '69, pretty much raised through the '80s and '90s. So this stuff, it's eye candy. It's just kind of something to have in the background. It's not necessarily really valuable stuff. It's just, I thought it'd be nice to kind of have a bit of a background. But at the end of the day, the only thing back there that's not for sale is probably that autographed Carrie Fisher in the Princess Leia. I got that done about 6 months before she passed. But everything else, at the end of the day, it's a dollar sign. Most of
Yeah.
this isn't posted because it is my background, but I have people come through here and kind of do these little collectors kind of garage sales where don't come unless you're into paying a reasonable price.
Right.
Is the way I advertise it. So it's all for sale. I mean, I'm a bit of a hoarder, it looks like, but I collect. I like to try and collect money now at this stage of my
Yeah.
life. Yeah.
I'm looking at the chat. Good Use Good says, "Man, I want that Carrie Fisher poster in the background." And the Crazy Card says he was thinking the same thing.
Okay. I'll send it to you, and we'll do an auction for it then.
Oh man, that sounds awesome. Let's definitely do that.
I said it's the one thing I don't want to sell, but you know what? It's just ink on a picture. So let's do that.
I'll tell you
totally
what.
do
So
that.
I haven't been doing the auctions on my channel, but have you been watching Dwayne over at the Mothership Products channel?
I have not.
So you've got to check this out. All right, he's done it now, I think, 4 or 5 weeks in a row, and it's every Saturday night at 9 o'clock Eastern. And he has somebody on his channel, and they auction off a lot of different stuff. And he had Chad, the Golden Finger Picker, on last week, and he was getting some insane money for stuff, just
Really?
absolutely crazy. Yeah. So um, get with Dwayne, or I'll get with Dwayne, and maybe he'll sign you up for like an auction. I know
So
he's got it booked out to like September, but that'd be a lot of fun to do.
just general subscribers, and now it's kind of catching on, and he's got a lot more people coming for the auction.
Yeah, definitely. When he first started, I think he was at like 100 and some subscribers. Now he's over 500, and that was just a few weeks in passing.
Oh, that's a
But
great
he
idea.
probably would get good money for that. He just got $400 for a mystery box Saturday, just a box of stuff, and nobody knew what it was.
That's awesome. Yeah, well, no, I'm definitely going to check that out for sure. I
Yeah.
mean, that's finding just that little bit different line of thinking. Yeah, that's a cool idea. So yeah, I guess bye, Carrie. You could be going out the door sooner than I expected. The
You
only
said you
thing
got
is,
that 6 months. Did you have her sign that in person?
yeah, I was just gonna say the only thing is it's got. I think she put my name on it. She put Richard on it, but I'm sure I can use some Goo Gone or something and get rid of that, so it's more personal. But yeah, we have a kind of a comic expo here every year. She was one of the guests autographing last summer. So yeah, I guess that was one of her last appearances, and
Wow.
I actually got that made up on Vistaprint.com. Just made it up. It was like $19, and then went
Huh.
and paid the hefty fee to get it autographed. I had
I'm sure you
actually,
did. Yeah.
yeah, I had actually set up at that comic convention because I had picked up a Star Wars collection and a bunch of other figures from like 95 to 2005. This guy had it was close to 1,000 boxed figures, horror stuff and all sorts of stuff, and I got it all. So I went to that 2-day comic convention and virtually sold 75% of it all in those 2 days. So
Wow.
worked out
That's
good.
awesome, man.
Yeah.
Linda's Rocky Mountain Fine says, "Do not put Yukon on that prize." Talking about the poster, she's probably right. Honestly, I would just leave the inscription. Most people, that just helps, certify that it's real. You know what I mean? It's even if it doesn't have like a COA or anything with it, that just helps people know that it's actually a genuine signature.
Yeah. Okay. We'll just have to find another Richard out there that really likes Carrie
Right.
Fisher.
Speaking of the auction show, I'm actually going to be on Dwayne's auction show Saturday night.
I'll be watching.
Pretty excited for it. I've already got all kinds of stuff I'm going to be selling, including a neon fireball clock.
Oh, nice. Well, that would probably look good up here, and maybe
Yeah,
replace Carrie Fisher with that.
definitely. So Rich, what would you say your specialty is? I see you buy like all kinds of different stuff, and you're not afraid to buy the big stuff too. But like, what would you say your specialty is in buying and reselling?
You know, I've kind of been asked that before, and it's so hard for me to narrow it down, John. Like I literally will just anything that I know I can make three, five, 10 times my money on. Yeah, it's like I go through a lot of bikes, a lot of golf clubs, a lot of video games, obviously. I actually do quite a bit of furniture, you're right, because I'm not afraid of the big stuff. I feel like I'm just in a kind of a perfect area. We have about population of 300,000 in Saskatoon, and you can get anywhere in 12 minutes. And I got a half ton and a double car garage, so I'm not afraid to buy the bigger stuff and flip it locally. Probably 50% of my sales in the summer months are local, like just from local buy and sells, and it's called Kijiji where I am rather than Craigslist. Um, yeah, so if I had to narrow it down to top three, I guess it would be yeah, bikes and golf clubs and video games. But yeah, I'll buy anything.
Do you store all of it in your house?
Well, I have a double car garage that I can't park a car in. I've never parked a car in it in 20 years.
That would suck
Um,
in the winter, man, because I'm sure you guys get tons of snow up there.
yeah, it can get pretty bad. The command start helps us out a little bit,
Yeah.
but my wife's okay with it. I've definitely offered to clear it out for her so she could park in here, but she would just as soon hit the command start and walk out the front door than go to our garage. So yeah, I do. You know the way I do it, John, because of our summer months. Our buying season is so short, and I do 90% of my sourcing from yard sales. Um, I'll just focus a lot on local over the summer.
Hmm.
Just all the big stuff, keep pumping it out, and I will kind of hoard board games and video games and stuff that fits in envelopes and small packages for winter months. You know, all these little 50 cent and $1 and $2 items that are worth 20, 30, 40, $50. I'll just kind of hoard those. It's like my money in the bank project. And, it's okay to sit on stuff that's a buck or two. So I'll just hoard that until the winter months hit. And then I have a lot of inventory to offload and keep the income coming in the winter months.
That's smart to plan ahead. I need to do a better job of that. I just sell everything as soon as I get it, and then in the winter it's harder to find stuff. But we have auctions, and there's always somewhere to find stuff.
Yeah.
Garage Flips wants to know that football is actually a phone, right?
So these are a couple of things. I thought I'd make a joke that I'm so old and out of technology that you would be calling me on this. This Budweiser beer can is actually a phone. I don't know if you can
That's
see the
cool.
digits on the bottom, and it came in this. I just got these in the last month, so it came in like this tennis ball kind of thing. 1990, I think it is. But this is my. I can't wait for NFL football. This is just a like a candy or cookie dish.
Oh, that's awesome.
But I use it for Oreos. So
That's cool, man.
yeah,
Who's your NFL team? Who are you a fan of?
I probably shouldn't say on to the worldwide audience that's watching that I love the Patriots.
Oh
Um,
man.
yeah, but I
Oh
also love
man,
the
you're breaking my
Packers.
heart.
Yeah, I know that wouldn't be a popular pick. I really like the Packers too, but when it comes down to sports for me, it's really kind of about the players. I
Hmm.
If I see a player that I know, I can tell that they just love playing the game, and they would literally play for free or for minimum wage. I'm
Hmm.
drawn to those guys, and that's why I always like Brett Favre. I like the Packers. I think Aaron Rodgers is the same. I love Drew Brees, so I kind of like the Patriots. If you know anything about hockey, Matt Sundin used to play for the Leafs, and he just you could tell he loved the game. Always, I guess it's about enthusiasm for me, right? The way I love doing this, I could tell these guys just love what they were doing. and they didn't care as much about the money. So that really draws me to a team almost more than the team itself.
Yeah. Do you watch Canadian Football League? There's a CFL up there, right?
There is, and sorry to the Canadian people watching, but I don't watch it. The Saskatchewan Roughriders, I believe they're the most popular Canadian team. We're right in the middle of the country, but everybody kind of moves from Saskatchewan out to the coasts. So there's Saskatchewan fans everywhere. I compare them to the Packers or the Cowboys, where just they kind of seem to be Canada's team.
Mhm.
But I don't know. I just can't get into it. It can be
Yeah.
exciting, but I just kind of look at it as a farm league for the NFL. So
Yeah. Or the Reject League, I guess.
yeah, yeah. I mean, we did have
So, right.
Doug Flutie and Warren
Kurt
Moon.
Warner, I think, was in the CFL.
I don't even remember if he actually ended up playing, but Warren Moon is the big one.
Oh, yeah. That guy was incredible.
Yeah, yeah.
So, you like watching NFL? Do you play fantasy football?
I don't. I haven't found a. I haven't really found a group to put that in. But if you got one going, I'll certainly hop in.
We might just have to do like a YouTube reseller fantasy football league this winter.
You know what? That sounds like a great idea. Let's find 8, 10, 12 people and put up one prize possession. Rather than making it about money, maybe, or maybe it can just be for pride. I don't know. Maybe put
Yeah,
up
we
a
could do a
prize.
trophy. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'd definitely be down for that.
Awesome. All right, everybody in the chat, if you want to partake in this reseller fantasy football league 2017, just put something in the chat. I'll write your name down, and we will get this thing going. But yeah, fantasy football is fun, man. If you've never played it, basically everybody gets together. We get online. We draft. You draft a team, and
Yeah,
usually the snake is like the best way to do it. So like, if you've got the first pick, then it goes all the way down and then back around and then back to you. So whoever had like the 10th pick or the last pick gets two picks, and
yeah.
then it comes all the way back around.
I mean, we definitely have hockey pools and hockey drafts around here. Hockey's obviously big in Canada, and I've been in a few of those. So I get the concept. I think the football is a little more technical, more categories to gain and lose points, and a lot more trading going on than in the hockey drafts, it seems. But yeah, I get it. It's fun. It's good stuff. I love to compete. So
Yeah, it
I
makes
think
the
that,
games more interesting. You could watch a game between the Browns and the Lions, and you actually have something at stake because you got somebody playing in the game.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
Good
Make
Use
it
Good
happen.
says he has a few buddies that played in the CFL. He says it's okay. I do like the less down than NFL. Compared with the NFL is a lot more interesting to watch. Yeah, I love NFL football. I like college football too. Is college football big in Canada?
It has its pockets. I mean, not really. No, most people couldn't name, at least from where I'm from, most people couldn't name three college teams. Probably couldn't name one college team. Yeah, it's
Three Canadian college teams or American?
well, there's only I think, and now I'm just looking foolish and naive here, but I don't think there's more than a dozen actual college teams
In
um,
Canada?
in our college football. Yeah,
Oh wow.
yeah, nothing like the states and all the different divisions and conferences. So I mean, we're 1/10 your size, roughly 300, or sorry, roughly 30 million people live here as opposed to 300 million. So just downsize
Yeah,
everything by 10.
yeah. Plus, you guys are all about hockey up there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
hockey's
The
fun,
only
man. I always tell people, if you're not into hockey or you don't like hockey, go to see it live because it is completely different. Especially if you can get down pretty close to the ice. Oh my God, those
yeah,
guys fly down there, and then they just ram each other into the walls.
I
It's
know.
it's pretty wild
Oh, I
what some
love
of those
playing.
guys do.
I love playing it, and you're absolutely right. To see it up close is it's a whole nother level.
Yeah, NFL is the same way. If you go to those games, like their speed is just unreal.
Yeah, they're amazing athletes. Absolutely. Like, no doubt about it. No doot about it. Did that sound Canadian?
Absolutely. Brian the Oak Brook Picker says he's in the hospital right now recovering from an appendectomy. Getting better, but not very fun. I hope you feel better, man. That really sucks. Appendectomy is not something to screw around with, man. Definitely hope you feel better. I met him in Chicago. Really nice guy.
Oh,
Really good dresser, too. He had this killer Cubs jacket on. I mean, it was nice. I'm a Reds fan, but I could still
yeah.
appreciate the jacket still.
Well, best wishes to him.
I'll go ahead and throw this out there, guys. I'm going to say it again at the end of the show. If you're not already subscribed to Rich, go subscribe to him. He's got a lot of good stuff. He's really enthusiastic. He knows what he's doing. It is Flippin' for a Livin'. It's a pretty catchy name, too, by the way. The last I looked, you were at, like, I think 450 subscribers. So let's get him over 500 today, guys.
That would be fantastic. Thanks for that, John.
It sucks sometimes, because I see you've made a lot of videos and you're hustling, but sometimes it's just hard to get the word out. You know what I mean? To get your name out there, to get some subs.
Yeah, everything seems a little bit tougher in Canada. Shipping's tougher. Getting it, people are a little deterred to pay a few dollars extra shipping, or maybe they're afraid it's going to get lost in the border. I don't want to call anybody naive, but it's like, we're right here. We're your neighbor. We're not going anywhere. Don't be afraid to buy from Canadians. We're honest people. You'll get your stuff. It'll be in good shape and it'll be reasonably priced. So, yeah, I do find on eBay that a lot of people they seem to be sketched out just from crossing the border to buy stuff. So,
Yeah, that's something I guess I hadn't really thought about. Good Use Goods, he's your fellow Canadian. He says, about to go for a rip to Tim's for a double D. I'm guessing you know what that means.
yeah, do you guys have Tim Hortons in Cincinnati yet?
We have a couple. We have like one or two, yeah.
Yeah,
And I think he means a double-double.
Yeah, for sure. Tim Horton was actually a hockey player in the 50s.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. I had a sports card and collectible store, John, from 1990 to 97.
Oh man, that was the hot time for baseball cards.
It was just like this whole YouTube channel thing, I was just a little bit late to the dance. I feel like late 89 we got started, and when we opened there was only 3 stores in our city, and within 24 calendar months there was 13 places trying to sell sports cards. Yeah. And collectibles, and we are back down to 3 again now.
Yeah.
And I was one of the casualties. We kind of jumped in when it just went from 2 or 3 companies making cards to 8 and 10 and 12, and it just got saturated and sold out at pennies on the dollar.
Yeah, they started making so many of them, and got to be where people weren't really into them. I remember collecting them as a kid, though. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Power Reselling is asking, John, what would you say the best way to get your channel out there? You went up a few hundred subs super quick recently. I did. Actually, I got really lucky. Pete, the Craigslist hunter, saw one of my videos about baseball bats, and he gave me a shout out, which was awesome. And I think I went from like 600 subscribers to 1,000 subscribers in about 3 days, which was just incredible. So, Pete, if you're watching this, thank you, man. I really, really appreciate it. So, basically, to answer your question, collaborating, I think, is really good. I've collaborated with a lot of people. It's just a lot of fun. And, an added bonus is you get your name out there and more people find out about you. I mean, I've been really lucky and fortunate to be featured on several different people's channels. Like Lonnie Garage Flips gave me a shout out when I had maybe 20 subscribers, and that shot me up to 100 in like no time. So, everybody watching this, thank you so much for all your support. That's really what this community is about. It's just collaborating and doing videos with each other, and then that's really how you get your name out there.
And you had it coming, John, because you're just a genuine guy. People like genuine, authentic, honest people, and it totally comes across in everything that you do. And people are drawn to that, so you deserve it. You deserve to get those jumps, and I wish you continued success, because I really like what you do. It's inspired me to maybe open my own auction house and huge warehouse. So
Awesome. Well,
Instead,
thanks, Rich. I appreciate that. I feel the same way about you, man. Honestly, like what drew me to you is I could tell it was genuine. I could tell your enthusiasm and your passion was real, and how you just got so excited over all the stuff that you found. Like that's really what I like watching. I don't like watching, people with like they just kind of feel like they're forcing it, like, oh, I found this today and I got this, and it's just like the same thing over and over again. And
mhm.
the enthusiasm just amazing. It really it kind of gets me excited too, because there's days where it's like, I just don't really want to ship all this stuff, or I don't want to do that, and watching the videos definitely helps.
No, well, I appreciate that. Yeah, it's great. I can't go out for a coffee or dinner or somewhere with friends or family without saying something about, oh, I got this, or this shirt was $1, or these glasses.
Yeah.
Like it's just constant, and I get razzed about it. So I'm trying to tame it down because I don't want to come across annoying. But it just amazes me every single day what people are willing to let go of their stuff for, because they're either because they don't know the value, or they're too lazy to take the time to post it. I mean, I think everybody has probably 100 things sitting in their house right now, and it's another great way to get started. 100 things probably sitting in their house that they feel doesn't have value, that's worth 10, 15, $20 or more. So there's a couple $1,000s just sitting there in your junk drawers and in your garage that you don't know what to do with. You know, use that to get started. I mean, that's a great way to kickstart flipping stuff for a living, hopefully.
Yeah, I think that's good advice because people do have stuff, and really, I think a good sense of curiosity really helps. So if you're at a yard sale and you've got the eBay app, just look everything up. Just start looking stuff up, and you'll be shocked at what some of the stuff is worth. I mean, I've learned a lot from watching different videos. For example, Tanya, Thrifty Treasure, she's in the chat. She sold an old pair of used flip flops for like $100.
What?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, something that I'm sure I just would have walked right past, but.
Like, were they worn by Brad Pitt, or what
No,
was
they're
the
just
deal?
dirty old flip flops. They're like there was just something special about them, and she knew about them and made the money.
That's awesome. Never would have thought in 100 years that flip flops. Yeah, a lot of sneakers and stuff, but wow, that's remarkable.
Yeah. Good Use Good says, my friends hear my cha-ching and are like, "What did you sell? You're going to show me anyways." Oh, that's
Yeah,
funny.
it is. I'm going to put you on the spot. I've had this sitting for a couple months, if you don't mind. This is it's brand new, Rawlings Big Stick R325B. I know I could look it up. Wooden
Oh,
bat,
cool. Yeah, yeah.
brand new. What should I throw that up for?
Is it maple?
That I don't know. Maybe you can tell just by looking on the end. It looks maple, like it
It's
hasn't.
probably it's probably ash if I had to guess. So brand new, that thing is between 30 and $40.
That's it, eh?
So if you're throwing it on eBay, I'd probably say 25 to 30 just to be competitive. I'd look up that model number specifically though, just to double check.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, wood bats are pretty much all the same. If Rawlings makes one, Easton makes one, Louisville Slugger makes one. If they're all ash and they're a high school length, because that one was a -3, so it's a high school one, they're
Mhm.
generally all going to be about a $30 to $40 bat. There's just not much that separates them because when it's wood, they pretty much have to meet the same standards as
Yeah.
opposed to sometimes composites can be a little bit better, or like aluminums aren't as good as the composites. So
See,
I'd say you probably got a $25 to $30 bat there.
I feel like I overpaid then at $10. I
Well,
like I like making at least 5 times my money at yard sales. That's what I really
yeah,
shoot for. But
yeah. But
I
if you
might,
could, if you can still get $10 out of it, do you have a local sporting goods store you could sell it to?
yeah, I might just do that.
Yeah, then you don't have to ship it or list it or anything. And if you can
Yeah.
make 5, $10 really quick, don't have
Or
as
I
much time in it.
might just use it for that, you know?
Yeah, you play softball, don't you?
I do, yeah.
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 What position do you play?
Left field.
Oh, nice. Hey,
Yeah.
Up North Sales says, "Hey, I love flipping for a living. Glad you guys are friends." So I think she means she likes to flip for a living, or she likes your channel, maybe both. But either way, yeah, she says flipping you rock.
Oh, thank you. Up
So I
north.
think Up North is a big fan of
That's
yours.
Up north must be up north here somewhere. Up in
Yeah.
Canada. Yeah.
Raj Flip says, "Oh look, it's Rick from Pawn Stars consulting with a bat expert." The baseball bats might be the one thing I'm an expert at. That's about it. Everything else, I just kind of know enough to be dangerous.
Yeah, you certainly do. You totally have a feel for it right now. Like when I can assume that you've seen so much. Probably 9 out of your 10 buys are blind. Like you don't look them up. You just know.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah.
Just because I worked at the sporting goods store for over 10 years, I saw so many bats and golf clubs and all that sports stuff that I know. And I'm sure you do the same thing with blind buys. I do still like to look up as much as I can though, just because even if it's a buck, if I'm not sure that it's going to sell or if it's worth it, I just don't want to waste the buck. I'd rather spend 10 seconds and look it up really quick and save my buck.
Right.
I'm kind of cheap like that.
Yeah, I'll pretty much if I think I can get $5 for it at a garage sale, I will buy anything for $1. And I like to have two huge yard sales a year, like big. And and I like to stock up on the 50 cent, $1 items that I know are worth 5 and 10 that I don't really want to ship. It just
Right.
makes the yard sale look spectacular when you have all this current trendy stuff at your yard sale for $5.
Yeah.
But not everybody has the place to store that. I totally get it. So,
That's the problem for a lot of people, I think.
yeah.
So there's a question for you, or maybe both of us. Power Reselling says, "What was the weirdest pickup either of you recently had?" So Ollie will let you answer that first.
Weirdest pickup. Probably, I'll name two that just pop into my head right away. Number one is an actual, what do they call it? Retail arbitrage. I was just at our local Shoppers Drug Mart a couple weeks ago, and they were clearing out ladies' makeup. They had it all in the clearance bin for like 99 cents. And apparently it was good stuff because it was regularly priced at like $14.99 to $19.99 for 99 cents a thing. So I bought like 72 different items.
Holy
And
cow!
yeah, and it's all brand new. It's just last year's makeup. So it's kind of weird, I guess, for a 48-year-old dude to be walking up to the till with, all that makeup. But that was kind of out of the box for me. And then I was
Yeah,
at another yard sale, and I don't know why they had them, but they had two of the hot dog rollers, that are like at the
yeah.
7-Elevens and stuff like that. Seemed really out of place at their yard sale. They must have had a mom and pop convenience store or something. But I got the pair for $125 and flipped them to some other guy for $350, like in 48 hours.
No
So
way.
yeah, those were a couple of odd buys. I totally took a shot on those hot dog rollers. I mean, I turned them on, took 10 minutes, make sure they were rolling, heating up.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah,
Sometimes
it
that's
was,
what you have to do, though. You just kind of go with your gut. You know what I mean? Because something
yeah,
like that, you're not going to find the value of it just lickety split.
right.
But you take a chance, and then now from now on, if you see something like that, you kind of already know, like, all right, this is kind of the value. You pay to get the education sometimes.
Yeah. And I think you saw the show with the toolboxes. I'm not really a tooly kind of guy, but those just seemed like too good of a deal at $75 for the pair. And I guess that's not, out of the box, but took a shot on those too. So it's very hard, I think, to lose money buying at garage sales.
It is, yeah. Worst case, you're going to get your money back, so it's worth
Yeah,
taking a chance. But yeah, tools will always sell. Guys always want tools. I mean, that's a great item to buy for sure.
yeah. What about yourself? You think anything crazy lately?
Not crazy. Today I did find this. This is a picker basket, like a fruit picker basket.
Yeah.
I actually wasn't totally positive on what it was, but Chad, the golden finger picker, educated me and told me it was a picker basket. I guess you would put it on your shoulder, like there's those straps there,
Hmm.
and as you're picking fruit or different vegetables, you just throw it up over your shoulder in the bag. It's pretty big too. It's probably like almost 3 foot tall,
Cool.
but pretty neat.
Uh,
Tanya, Thrifty Treasures, is trying to call me out. She says she does not see this Doctor Who bobblehead. So in her auction that she did on Dwayne's channel, she had this bobblehead, and I was the winning bidder, and I told her to smash it up. So she took out a hammer and just started smashing the hell out of this thing. And then after it was done, I said, "Okay, now I want it. I want you to ship it to me." So I got to show her this. She said she didn't see it. If you didn't know, you wouldn't even think that she did any damage to this guy.
Oh,
But there's like a little bit on the head and then like some on the bottom. But he's like almost intact. He is sturdy too, man. He's over a pound.
wow.
Yeah, it's incredible. His head is still attached miraculously somehow. But yeah, you'll have to go back and watch that video because it's pretty funny to just see her hammering away at this thing.
Yeah, I've definitely watched some of Tanya's stuff. Always smiling. Love her enthusiasm too.
Oh, she's the best. Yeah, I got to meet her in Chicago too, and she's the real deal. Just a really sweet lady.
Yeah, yeah. I saw those videos at the what was that called?
Reseller rally.
Reseller rally. Yeah.
I'll have my little badge from it. It's pretty cool. They did these badges, and I'm pretty sure Deb is the one that printed these up and got them all together. Pinching Pesos, if you guys don't know Pinching Pesos already. But it was cool. It had like your name and your YouTube and everything. But yeah, that was an incredible time. I cannot wait to go to the next one.
Is it always in Chicago?
No, the next one they're going to do, I think, in Orlando.
Oh, I'll be down for that. I mean, I love Chicago. I actually did get to go there once. Long time ago, though, like almost 30 years ago. It was a crazy day. I got to see Michael Jordan play basketball in in the afternoon. Sorry, vice versa. Yeah, no, that's right. I saw the basketball game in the afternoon, and then in the evening, Chicago Blackhawks and Toronto Maple Leafs had to have a one-game playoff to see who would get into the playoffs because they were tied at the end of the regular season.
Wow.
And Chicago won in overtime, and that place was bonkers. So that was a pretty, next to getting married, that was the most incredible, well, and the birth of my boys. So the fourth most incredible day of my life was getting to see Jordan and go to that NHL playoff game. So
yeah, I got to see Jordan, but I was really young. I think I was 7 or 8.
Yeah.
I still kind of remember it. I think Vince Carter was a rookie and they were playing the Raptors. But yeah, that was quite the experience.
Mm-hmm. Pretty electric stuff. So
you talked about your wedding. I've seen a video where your wife, I think, was recording you and talking. I'm guessing she doesn't like to be in the videos. Is that right?
We have a prenuptial agreement that if I ever have her on video, I have to pay an extremely hefty fee, and that's written right in there. So yeah, so she won't go on the camera.
What's the fee you have to pay?
Week's worth of dishes. No, I don't know. I'm just making it up. There's no fee.
Oh, okay. I thought this was like something real. You know, you had to pony up some money or something.
We got no prenup. We're old school. Been married for 24 years. They didn't have prenups back then. So no, she just doesn't like being on the camera. Like you and your wife. That's cute when you guys are out there together, thrifting and stuff. And
yeah, she's a lot of fun to go with. We're gonna try to go together Saturday.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, my wife loves it. She just doesn't have, the opportunity to come with me as much. But we're working towards that. You know, I don't want to give misconception. My goal is to be entirely flipping for a living, and I am working towards it. Like I said, I'm kind of late to the dance. I've always flipped one way or another over the last 20 years, but I've really just opened my eyes in the last 3 to 5 years, realizing how much money I can make. I do have a sideline job that I do, and it affords me the time to do this. So yeah, we have plans definitely we're going to do a little trial where we can get away in winter, go somewhere where you can go yard sailing in, November, December, January, and spend a month there and see if we can survive for a month living somewhere else flipping. And if that goes good, then we'll try and bump that up to 3 months the next year. And,
Wow.
yeah, so that's kind of our long-term goal. Um, because without really any effort, I seem to be able to clear after gas and everything. $750 to $1,000 a weekend, quite regularly. So I mean,
Hmm.
if I can do that somewhere else, he can live there for free and get out of the winter here. I'm getting tired of it after 48 years of a
Oh
foot of
God, I can
snow.
imagine. Yeah,
Yeah.
we've been lucky. We haven't had much snow the last couple years. It's just not much at all. I'll let you go, Rich, but first I got to ask you something. I ask everybody this that I have on my channel. What advice would you give to somebody who is just starting out reselling?
Well, I think I started off with it, and I would say the same thing. Just um, stick with what's current. I truly believe after 20 years of this that if you went and talked to 100 people, only one of them would say, yeah, I want antiques. And the other 99 would say, I want something that I can use. An antique is for decoration. So just stay current. You walk into Walmart or Target or Costco every week and you see what the stuff is selling for. So you actually know the price. Go to a yard sale. Find that thing at 10 or 15 or even 20 cents on the dollar. So if it was 50 new, try and find it for 5 to $15 at the most, but shoot for that 5-10%, and then just post it somewhere locally. Don't worry about shipping. Throw it on Facebook, throw it on Craigslist, throw it on Let Go at 50 cents on the dollar. And if you use those numbers, you're making 5 times your money. And again, worst case scenario, if you're using those numbers, you're going to double your money and you will never lose money. So don't be afraid to take a chance. It's a great thrill to I love finding things for $2 and $5 and getting $20 and $50 bills handed back to me. That's the way I look at it. It's like I handed this person a $5 bill and I'm getting a $50 bill back out of it. Like I
Yeah.
like that trade. So yeah,
Yeah,
so don't be afraid to do it. If you're at all interested, you don't have to know your antiques. That'll come with experience. Just stay current and you'll be golden.
that's good advice, man. Everybody go subscribe to Rich's channel. It's flipping for a living, all one word. Let's get him over 500 subs. Just a couple quick programming notes. Saturday night, I will be on the Mothership Products channel, 9 o'clock Eastern, going to auction off a bunch of good stuff. Then Sunday night, 8 o'clock Eastern, the Reseller 6-pack is on my channel this week. I'm really excited about that. We're going to talk about behind the scenes of a YouTuber, kind of how we create stuff, what all's involved in it. I'm really anxious to hear from some of these YouTubers because I'm a rookie in this game. I mean, we've on that show, we've got Tanya Thrifty Treasures, Lonnie Garage Flips, Chad Goldfinger Picker. All these guys have been doing it for over a year. So they know their stuff. So I can't wait to hear about that.
It's going to be awesome.
Thanks for joining me, Rich. This was fun, man.
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate the opportunity and just wish you continued success. And I will continue to follow your stuff because it is great to watch. So
I appreciate that. Yours too, Rich. All right, man. Have a good day, a good weekend, and good luck picking out there.
thanks. See you, everybody.
See you guys. Thanks for watching.